today. It's Madden NFL football. It's week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals taking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the Baltimore Ravens. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup, threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. The numbers for him from a week ago, 15 carries, 72 yards.
Well, watching the film, we saw that things clicked pretty well for them in the running game last week. No reason to change in my mind. Continue to try and run the football. Give it to him early and often in hopes of breaking down the defense so some bigger gains result as the game goes on.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. An option handoff here to Dobbins. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
He'll dump this off, complete to Dobbins. Only 2 yards, and it'll be a punt on their opening possession.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Bengals on offense, and here is Joe Burrow ready to lead them at quarterback.
And when you come into the league as the #1 guy selected, a lot of hype comes with it, and sometimes that weight can be unbearable. But this young man, he took that weight on and handled it as well as you can imagine. And I love his ability to make a second, third reaction play and create downfield.
The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty. But it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Here's a handoff to Evans out of the gun. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he is out of bounds right around the 34. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage. But every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Burrow looking to pass. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
On third down, Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially as pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big connection on that one. 30 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
On first down, Mixon. The numbers for Mixon last week, he was creeping up toward 200 yards, thought he was going to get there, didn't quite make it, but also 2 rushing touchdowns.
And even if he only got about half those numbers this week, his team would take it in a heartbeat, wouldn't they? Because last week, he was spectacular.
2nd and 8 coming up. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are going to take a first quarter lead. Evan McPherson for the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And the Bengals are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
Eluding the pressure right. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Now left side on the swing pass. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Here's Burrow. A throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And the Ravens are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. So now it appears they're going to accept the... which means take away the interception. Also means keep your defense on the field. Don't understand this one bit. Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, it's almost a tendency breaker.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Jackson now. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
Partner, I like the play call coming right after a tackle for a loss, because this is an obvious passing situation, but instead they fooled them a little bit with the screen, and they wound up getting back what they lost, and then a little bit more.
He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Jackson's throw complete there to Bateman. And he's taken down inside the 30.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. They just still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt. But they've certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. But it looked like a Raven was able to get in there, and they will indeed keep the possession. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. On 3rd down, Jackson slings it to Andrews, and it's complete. The tight end has it. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Tucker's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
On second down, here's Mixon. Mixon with a first down and more. And he is finally brought down at the Ravens' 28. 74 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. And you talk about great blocking up front. I don't think he was even touched, not a finger on him, until he was brought down to the ground.
I think we heard the whoosh as he went by, didn't we? Right through the gap. No one there, as you outlined. No one touched him at all. A free sprint into the secondary.
Yeah, that's what you call breaking free right there. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Burrow, throw left side, complete to Chase. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. From the red zone now, here's Burrow, first down. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll be out of bounds.
That's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort. But instead, he sets his guys up in excellent shape with a first and goal.
Mixon trying to punch it in. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon as the first half is winding down. And the Bengals will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive as they take over here with 11 seconds remaining. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin our tour up at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Deshaun Watson, 3 touchdown passes as his guys bounce back from the defeat on opening weekend. From there, we head down to sunny Miami to check on the Dolphins at home at Hard Rock Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting L.A. Chargers. 2 touchdown passes there for Tua Tagovailoa. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And this one going the visitors' way.
All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. Joe Mixon and the Bengal offense ready to go back to work. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Mixon will get it to start the second half. Mixon with a first down and more. And finally down at the 41-yard line. 90 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Now Joe Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
He'll buy some time right. Throw right side, pulled in by Higgins. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll make it a second down. And now they're in the hurry up. From the 16, Burrow. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's third down now.
Here we go. Big 13. Big 13.
On third down, Mixon. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, his third touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bengals take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock too with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Another run here with Dobbins. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Jackson looking to throw on third. And the throw there going to be incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here are the Bengals set to take over. They played the Browns last week, got the victory in that game, and so far so good as they've got the lead here. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Burrow. This is caught. It's Boyd. And he's brought down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass. And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he'll be pulled down as a penalty flag will rein in as well, and that would appear to be a face mask. So give them the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side, because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Jackson, option right. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Here's Jackson to throw. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
That is caught, Rashad Bateman. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. A beautiful spin and room to run. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Ravens are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll run on 1st down. Mixon. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
143 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Shreds him with a stiff arm. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Burrow on play action. Rolling to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Right 80.
Burrow will throw. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
And that's all about recognition right there, because he's got to go from pass rush mode to pursuit mode, what defensive line coaches like to call retracing. And he's able to retreat and make the tackle for just a short gain.
11 MT tape. 11 MT tape. 11 MT tape. 11 MT tape.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 7.
12.
They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Zach Taylor, a new breed of head coach. He's going to go for it on 4th down. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Denied on 4th down is Joe Mixon. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
On 2nd and 10, Jackson.
He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. From the gun, Jackson, big hold of the 30. And he'll take this all the way up to the 38-yard line. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw into the hands of Andrews.
That catch good for only a couple. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score.
Jackson's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Andrews. A gain of 6 there on first. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
And he'll go right back to Andrews.
And quickly they get to the line. Again, Jackson.
And that'll be complete to Dobbins.
3 yards the gain there, second down. From the gun, it's Jackson.
They'll find Dobbins out of the backfield.
And out of bounds right around the 20. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Auden Tate there to make the grab.
And the Ravens have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. They're taking a peek at weather. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Mixon. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. On 3rd down, Mixon. They find some open field here. And he'll take this into the end zone for Bengal TD.
Joe Mixon.
38 yards.
And the Bengals are on their way to a 2-0 start. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead is up to 18 now.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. Baltimore about ready to go on offense.
Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Jackson on 1st down. Throw left side complete. That's Tate. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do, but they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for Cincinnati, they use the favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our